Lelo totelemi pa ya artiste monene oyo bosengaki.
Today we are featuring a great artist you've asked for many times. Each time we posted promotional content, you kept asking, when is his turn? Well, the moment has come. We are finally with him. His name, also known as Papa Hervé, Pazuria, Jesus of Nuance, whatever you want to call him. We are going to discover him fully. Ferre Gola Bataringue, known as Ferre Gola, a musical artist, performer, singer, and now also a producer. We will explore all his sides. From the moment he started music to how he became one of the most celebrated and highly rated artists in our country, both here and abroad. Ferre Gola, hello. Hello, dear Thierry Kambundi. I'm very happy you're having us during your birthday week. A very happy birthday to you. You were born on March 3rd, and we're broadcasting our show on March 7th, so we're right in the middle of your birthday festivities. Perfect timing. I wish you many blessings birthday once again. You're bringing joy to people. The Gaulois called Papa Hervé, their Papa Hervé. Even at your young age, you already carry the weight of being called a Papa. Did you know that Papas have existed for a long time in our Congolese music? Yes, they have. It's a continuation, a legacy. Thank you, Thierry Kambundi, for welcoming me into your home. First, I want to congratulate your show because I was in another country when I came across it, and I was really drawn to the concept. It truly interested me. There are things your viewers don't usually know about us. No one is born out of a tree, and no one starts from nothing. When I saw how your show was put together, I said to myself, one day I have to take part. I have to appear on Parcours to tell the story of my life, the hardships of life, where we came from, where we are now, and where we're truly honored to have you here, especially because so many people asked for it. Gauloises, they kept asking for you throughout our campaign. And that's exactly what the show is about. I keep saying it. We often only see the finished product. You only know Ferre Gola. He sang Vita Imana. He sang so many songs. Ma Meilleure Chemise, Poisson d'Avril, and many others. But behind that, where did he come from? How did he grow up? Because for every person, it's their upbringing that shapes their future. We aim to reveal to the Congolese people some hidden sides of their icons, their artists, their legends across all fields. Thank you for agreeing to go through this journey with us. To begin, I know you're an elephant, and I want to tell our viewers and listeners that when we see our artists, we only see them as stars on stage. We go to concerts, we see them perform, but behind the scenes, there are people who take the time to carefully trace and document what they've lived. While preparing for this episode, even though we're from the same generation, I'm a child of Wenge. We grew up during that era. I know Ferre Gola. I still did my journalistic research, and I discovered many things we tend to overlook in daily life. So congratulations and hats off to you. Thank you. But we are going to discover even more. And people need to know. Let's start with Hervé.
Hervé Gola.
Hervé Gola. I saw a childhood photo of you that made me laugh a lot. You're going to tell us the story behind it. Where were you born, Hervé? Hervé Gola Bataringue. Back then, I used to call myself Ferre Gola. I didn't understand why my mom called me that. I couldn't pronounce my name. Instead of saying Ferre Gola, I'd say Ferre Gola. I was born in Kitambo on Inongo Avenue, number 9. All the kids from Kitambo know it. That's where I was born, in a big family. My older sisters, my elders, and I'm the youngest.
I was
born at Kitambo Hospital. On my mother's side, I'm this third calendar child. I had 3 older sisters. 2 of them have passed away. One of them just recently.
Troisième, na côté ya mama. Bakulutu nanga tobotama na bandeko ya basi misatu.
Now only one sister is left. That's it. I'm from Kinshasa, born in Kinshasa. My father is Muhumbu Muteke, and my mother is Muyombe, from the Congo Central region. So my village is Kinshasa. As we say, or as our traditional chiefs say, that land is ours. Kinshasa is our land. So your father was Muhumbu? Yes, Muhumbu Muteke. So our village is Kinshasa.
Voilà. Pour résumer, mon Kevin a même sur le bagnon sauté.
To summarize a bit, and for those who didn't hear this part, I ask people to listen again. In Qui Vivra Verra, from the album Sens Interdit, you sang. Papa left when you were still a child. Yes. My father gave me life. Yes. You know, usually in marriages, when there's separation, it's the children who suffer. That's why I say we need to be very careful, because when separation happens, it's the kids who go through pain. I was still very young when my parents split up. I was raised by my mother. I was really small. I don't even know if I was a year old. As people say, I never really knew what it felt like to have a father. I don't know what it means for a child to call someone dad. I don't really know the pleasure of calling that dad. So, mom raised us. Did you grow up with your mom or? No, they separated, and my dad passed away in 1988. He died in 88, and before that, they were already separated. So you grew up only with your mom? Yes, I grew up only with my mom, with my brothers.
Non, déjà
Are you still in Kitambo? No, we've already left Kitambo. Oh, you had already left Kitambo? Yes, we left Kitambo. We moved. I started my primary school in Kitokimosi, really at my grandfather's place. I began my primary school there. I had gone on vacation to my grandfather's place, and then I arrived. No, before arriving in Ngiringiri, we had gone to Bandal. We lived in Bandal on Ngilima Avenue. We stayed on Ngilima with my brothers. After Ngilima, we left and went to Ngiringiri. Now ask me what's good. When we came to rent in Ngirima, that's why I say my mom is a strong woman. You know, raising children, male children, because our mom gave birth to only boys. She didn't have girls. So mom with 4 children and who managed. Our first house we rented, and I'm sure the people of Nyangara, in Nyangara we rented at number 196. We rented in a small house at the mill. Yes, this house was primarily for the fufu mill. When it was no longer a mill, it was just a studio. It was a studio. And we rented there. Nyangara number how much? Nyangara number 196. So people knew it was a mill. and it changed, eh? And people came in there, so it was us. It was us who went in there. Imagine a house at a mill, it's not big, a bit small, mom with 4 children. Yes, the house for the mill is a studio. And imagine now with this kind of son, and we stayed there. A mom with 4 children. With 4 children, yes, the boys, with 4 children. And how did you sleep there? With the separation system, no. The separation system. Besides, sometimes mom slept on the pavement. She often slept on the pavement and let her boys manage on the bed. After school, I studied at school, and we went to school on the other side, in Bandal at St. Cassie. We studied in Bandal, me and my brother Holy Gola, me and Holy Gola. So the people watching us on YouTube see your photo with mom carrying you. Yes, that's her, Marie Marquise. It's an old photo, but it's very symbolic because Ferre Gola sings a lot about his mom.
Plus attaché na maman et aimera maman mingi. Mais en même temps, la photo de maman,
I believe that in his story, you'll discover why he's more attached to his mom and sings a lot about her. Yes, yes. At the same time, they're looking at mom's photo. They're also looking at your photo at 5 years old. Yes, yes, at 5 years old. This photo, at that moment, I was crying. In fact, we were going to get an identity card. At that time, it was green identity cards that were in vogue. At Mobutu's time, yes, at Mobutu's time. They took me there. They woke me up very early that day. It was in the morning. They had just washed me, and with this anger, I was crying on the way. When they took this photo, they put me on a stool. The anger wasn't over yet, which is why you have a serious face. Yes, I have a serious face. The anger was still there. They wiped my tears to take a photo. So I go back again. Let's go back to our sheep. I go back when we went to school in Bandal at Sankase. My mother was a woman who managed, who looked for what to do. What did she do? Small business? Yes, only business. She looked for something to do. And after a while, she had the idea. She had something, a bit of small business, and she went to Angola. And we stayed with our uncle. Peace to his soul, Jose Mampuya. Our uncle, if she were here today, I don't know where I would place her. Really? Yes, where would I put her? Mom went to look for money in Angola, and we stayed with our uncle. She left you at what age? I could have been 14 years old, yes, around 14 years old. My brother, 16 years old, older brother. My older brother, Ferre Gola, was at the boarding school. He was at the boarding school. He came and went.
Et tozali na petit frère auto otika biso guide digital.
And we were with the little brother who just left us, digital. We were there, and then our uncle, he was in debates. He was an intellectual who had studied a lot. You know, uncles who have studied a lot. He had studied a lot, and for our education, he was very, very strict. When he came from work, he came back at 6 o'clock, and at 6:30, we were already going to bed. At 6 o'clock sharp, I knew well because he followed the news at 8:30, and before that, we had to pass with a notebook and a pen. Yes, the notebook and the pen to see the lessons. We had left St. Cassie because it was a bit far, and we were enrolled, my brother Holly at Mbaki and me at St. Louis, he on 24. He, our uncle, was really, really strict. And yes, we still lived in the little house behind the mill. You still stayed in that studio at the mill? Yes, still there. In Giringiri? Yes, in Giringiri. I was told you cooked for yourselves. Besides, you know how to cook very well. No, actually, the advantage we had from our mother's side is that